Nobody told you this, and honestly, the people who figured it out probably won't either. There's a version of you that builds real wealth. Not because you worked harder, not because you got lucky, not because you stumbled onto a hot stock, but because something in the way you're already wired makes it almost inevitable. The problem is, you've been reading the wrong signals. Most people think wealth starts with money. It doesn't. It starts much earlier, in a pattern of thought you probably dismissed as overthinking, or stubbornness, or just being different. And today I'm going to show you exactly what those signals look like. Some of them will surprise you. At least one of them will feel uncomfortably personal. But before I get to the signal that almost nobody talks about, signal number 7, I need to show you why most people miss all of this completely. Here's the thing about wealth. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't show up wearing a suit and handing you a checklist. It builds quietly, in the background, in the way a person handles small moments that no one is watching. A 29-year-old software engineer in Pune who skips the office lunch order 3 times a week and redirects that $400. Not because she's broke, but because she's running a quiet calculation in her head that she's been running her whole life. A shopkeeper in Ahmedabad who closes his store 5 minutes early every Friday, not to leave, but to sit alone with a notebook and ask the same question he's been asking for years. Where did the money actually go? These aren't extraordinary people. They're people operating on signals their brain was already sending. Signals most of us learn to ignore. If you're serious about building wealth and breaking free from money problems, hit that subscribe button. We've got powerful content lined up to fuel your journey. Signal 1. You feel physically uncomfortable when you spend money on something you didn't plan. Not guilty, not anxious, uncomfortable. Like a mild irritation in your chest. Most people spend their whole lives learning to ignore that feeling. They call it being uptight or stressed or just not fun. But that signal is your brain flagging a misalignment. What you paid for and what you actually value don't match. People who build wealth don't silence that signal. They get curious about it. They follow it. Over time, it becomes one of the most accurate financial compasses they own. Signal 2. You remember prices from years ago, and they still bother you. You know what a liter of petrol cost in 2018. You know what your first apartment rent was. You know what that flight ticket should have cost. This isn't nostalgia. This is your brain building a long-term price model. A mental database that most people never develop because they're not paying attention. Warren Buffett still talks about how much his first stock cost him in 1941. He was 11. The memory of value doesn't go away for people wired this way. It compounds. Signal 3. You delay gratification not because you have willpower, but because you can actually see the future cost. There's a famous experiment in psychology, you've probably heard of it, the Stanford marshmallow test. A child is left alone with a marshmallow and told, wait 15 minutes and you'll get 2. The children who waited didn't have better discipline. Researchers who did follow-up studies decades later found something more interesting. The children who waited were better at visualizing future scenarios. They weren't fighting temptation. They were living partially in the future already. If you've ever looked at a purchase and thought, but what does this cost me in 10 years? That's not anxiety. That's an ability most people never develop. Signal 4. You get frustrated watching inefficiency, not just your own, anyone's. You see a business with a broken process, and your brain starts rewriting it automatically. You see a friend overpaying for something, and it genuinely bothers you, even though it's not your money. This is resource sensitivity at a deep level. You don't just see things. You see the gap between what things are and what they could be. That gap? That's where every business, every investment, every wealth-building opportunity actually lives. Morgan Housel writes in The Psychology of Money that wealth is what you don't see. But before you can build what you don't see, you have to be able to see the invisible waste that everyone else walks past every day. Signal 5. You've always known quietly that you'd figure it out. Not arrogance, nothing loud, just a steady, low-frequency certainty that whatever situation you're in right now is temporary. This is one of the most underrated cognitive patterns in wealth psychology. It's not delusional optimism, it's identity-level belief. Your brain isn't asking if you'll be okay. It already filed that under yes. The question is just the timing. People who carry this signal don't panic at setbacks the way others do. They recalibrate, they move, because at some level they never believed the setback was the ending. Signal 6. You track things nobody told you to track. Not just money, energy, time. Which conversations leave you drained? Which relationships cost more than they give? Which hours of your day produce something and which ones just feel like motion? This is the signal that separates people who understand wealth from people who only understand income. Income is a number. Wealth is a system. And systems require tracking. If you've always been someone who keeps mental or physical tallies that others find obsessive, you're not obsessive. You're systematic. There's a very meaningful difference. Now here's the one, Signal 7, and I want you to really hear this one. You've always been slightly more comfortable with uncertainty than the people around you. Not recklessness, not gambling. Something more subtle than that. When everyone in the room is paralyzed by, what if it doesn't work? You're already in the next question. Okay, and if it doesn't, then what? Your brain runs failure scenarios not to scare itself, but to diffuse them, to make them smaller. This is called counterfactual thinking, and it's one of the clearest psychological markers of people who take calculated financial risk without freezing. You've probably been called calm in situations that made others fall apart. That calmness isn't detachment. It's processing speed. Your brain preloaded the worst case. It's already solved it. It moved on. Signal 8. Money conversations don't make you uncomfortable. They make other people uncomfortable around you. You ask questions at the table that others avoid. How much did you pay for that? What's your actual return on that investment? Is this business profitable? Most people treat money as a social minefield. You've always treated it as data. That's not rudeness. That's financial literacy at the cognitive level, before you ever opened a single book on investing. The people who eventually build wealth are almost always the ones who were willing to ask the embarrassing question in the room while everyone else looked at their shoes. Signal 9. You have at least one example in your life of choosing the harder right path over the easier wrong one, and it paid off. This one matters because it's evidence. Your brain has already run this experiment. It already has proof that delayed discomfort leads to compounded reward. Most people know this intellectually, you know it experientially, and that's a completely different kind of knowing. Your brain trusts it. It will do it again. That's not luck. That's a pattern your nervous system has already validated. And Signal 10. And this one will land differently, depending on where you are in your life right now. You're watching this video. I mean that seriously. Not as flattery. Think about what you chose to do with this particular window of time. You could be numbing out, scrolling through things designed to make you feel nothing. Instead, something in you said, I want to understand how this works. I want to know what separates the people who build something real from the people who wonder why they never did. That instinct? That pull toward understanding over entertainment? That is the signal. That has always been the signal. None of this means your financial future is guaranteed. These signals are not a promise. They're a foundation, and a foundation without a structure built on top of it is just concrete on an empty lot. What you do with this knowledge, how you start paying attention to these signals, how you stop overriding them, that is entirely up to you. But here's what I want you to sit with after this video ends. You are not starting from zero. You never were. You were already carrying the wiring. You just needed someone to show you where to look. Know in the comments what you have gained from this video so that we can improve and keep doing that better. Don't forget to share this video with your loved ones who will get some insights because one video is enough to give people enough ideas to change their lives. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.